everybody. Welcome to Water Walk Talks. My name's Sonya Tetley, and I'm part of the team at H2O for All. And today I'm privileged to be on the call with Mr. Edmund Kenneth. How do I say your last name, Kenneth? Can you help me?
Mugayehwenkyi.
Oh, that's a beautiful name. I love it. And I'm so glad to
Yes.
be on. This is our actual first time meeting each other, but my family has met Kenneth on a trip to Uganda before. And so it's such a privilege to meet you face to face today, Kenneth, because I've
Yes.
heard
And
so
we've
much
had
about the work that you
many
do.
years of partnership with H2O for All. I think about
Yes.
15 years since H2O for All started.
Wow, that's amazing. And so, yeah, would you be able to share with the audience a little bit how you got to know H2O for All and the journey you've had in partnership together?
So, my board chairman, who worked for Compassion, had met Tim Muto, the co-founder of H2O for All, through Compassion Projects, and introduced him to me because Tim Muto had expertise and passion for water, and he knew that all the people that Reach One Touch One Ministry serves needed water. And so when he introduced Timuto to me, Timuto came out and we visited villages where older people live. And at the same time, we were planning to build a health center which needed water. And so when Timuto came out, he saw the need in the homes of seniors as well as the need for water at the Rotom Health Center. And that's how we started partnering.
That's
I can't remember off my head, but as I said, it's slightly over 10 years ago, maybe close to 15.
that's
So the
amazing.
first project, and what we experience, and I think Timuto saw as among the old people, is that there is no clean water in the villages where old people live.
Mm,
Many would have to go about a mile or so away to fetch dirty water. And because older people are frail, they don't have the
mm,
strength to go and carry enough water to bring home, even dirty water. And again, we were bringing many older people to Rotom Health Center. And at the health
mm,
center, you need clean water for all the needs of a health center. So that's
mm.
how our journey started with H2O for All.
That's amazing. And so maybe you can share a little bit with the audience that's listening today. How does that access to safe and clean water have a broader impact on the community? Because your work primarily is with seniors, but actually your work is touching more than seniors, right? You're talking about health centers and different community projects. Would you be able to
And
share with
schools,
us?
yeah.
Yes.
So look, everybody knows that without water, there is no life. Water is life. We need water for cooking,
Mm,
basic. We need water for washing. We need water for drinking. And because of lack of water, we were having many seniors having waterborne
mm,
diseases, you know, diseases do with the stomach uh, and other diseases. So that's how bad it was. But also remember that hygiene is a very key part
mm,
of health of a person. So we had all the people not washing their bodies, not washing their utensils. I remember that at the beginning of our work, before we got clean water into some of the homes, one granny started complaining how his granddaughter was wasting water and soap
mm,
to look nice for men. Just because she didn't have enough water, the granddaughter's
mm,
desire to stay clean became an issue
mm,
until we provided water for them. So without clean water, there is no safe food, there's no hygiene and sanitation in homes, and there's also no cleaning of the beddings and things like that. So that was a very big problem. But also children had to walk. Those who had grandchildren, for seniors, they didn't have the energy. They would carry only
mhm,
a gallon. A gallon, how much can a gallon do? That's only four or
mhm,
5 liters or 2 gallons when they are able. But the impact also was in education. Grandchildren would be sent to go and get water for their family a mile away. And think about it. Child has to go to school, has to go and get water, they lose a lot of time.
Mhm.
Women would have to carry their clothes to the well to wash. You know,
Mm.
and they don't have enough time in the day. They have to work in their fields. Then they have to go get water in the evening. This was exposing young girls to the risks, of harassment because they're out late in the evening. This was taking away children's time for going to school. And in some
Mhm.
cases, I remember if the kids didn't have their uniforms washed or their clothes washed or didn't take a bath, they don't want to go to school because in the
Mm.
morning at the school, the teacher may do an inspection. And
So a
now
lot of
you have the one
shame.
with, yeah. So, lack of water wasn't just for lack of water to drink or to cook or to wash. It still is for some villages. Thank God for the villages who put some of the water, but
Mhm.
it still is a problem beyond just drinking water or cooking water. It affects the day-to-day routine of people.
Mm.
In one village, Timoto know this village, and we put there 100,000 rainwater harvest system with H2O for all. But in that village, it took 6 hours to go and get water. Six
Wow.
hours. That's the day is gone. So in the mountains of Kahama, where we have put rain harvest system for 100,000 liters worth of water, that's what it took. Women would go down the valley with their clothes and
Mhm.
come up the valley with washed clothes and water, and they would try to do it only twice a week. Now, how much water can you carry on your head to last you 3 to 4 days? You end
Wow.
up not, yeah. People
Because
recycle
the
dirty water.
dehydration, right? They wouldn't have water to do enough, right?
No, they wouldn't have. They would only save the clean water for drinking. So they would wash their utensils, plates, which they're going to use with recycled water. Think
Mm.
about that.
Wow.
Dirty water used again. It's not recycled in the sense that it has been cleaned. It's just if you wash something that's not very dirty, but it's a bit dirty, then you use that water again, maybe to wash your feet. Then you don't wash the rest of your body, and then you sleep. If you did, your grandmother would beat you as a grandchild. You're wasting water. So that's kind of the impact of lack of clean water it was having or has on the lives of those who still don't have access to clean water.
I know I had seen a testimonial video from one of the Rotom projects, and there was this story of the grandmother talking about how fearful she was about her grandchild getting sick, and how her grandchild had, been severely ill a number of times, and just that burden that was lifted knowing that she could now protect her grandchild from those waterborne illnesses.
You cannot imagine how the disease, like, kids would be complaining of stomach aches almost all the time.
Mm.
And then suddenly you don't hear that very much because they have clean water. They are no
That's
longer
amazing.
drinking these worms and all kinds of parasites in the water because they are using clean water to wash. But the most fear was also because they feared what would happen to children on the way from the water wells. Uganda is tropical, the wells are down the valley, and they walk through thick bushes. Some wrong characters
Mhm.
waylaid girls there also. So grandmothers were fearful for that as well.
For their grandchildren.
Yeah, yeah, for the grandchildren. And for themselves, they don't go, they can't go, they are slow, they can't run. So they rather not go and be at risk and not have clean water than be at risk of being raped. It's that bad.
When my husband and my son at the time in 2020, they joined on a trip to Uganda and got to see firsthand one of these communities. And I remember them coming back and they showed me some video clips. And they just loved my son. He was 9 years old at the time, and you could just see the community how much they love and value children. And one thing my husband and my son came back was noticing was how much joy was in that community when they visited.
So
And yeah, I'd
there
love to
is
hear
a
what you share.
village of Magogo where we have a Rotom school, and in partnership with H2O for All, we have installed two wells
Hmm.
One well dedicated to providing clean water for the school, which has a 200 student capacity. Then the other well to provide clean water for the village. And in less than 2 years, they had used 6 million liters of water from that well.
Wow, that's amazing.
I looked at the meter and I said, see how much they needed for so long, but they couldn't have.
And you
6 million
think
liters.
how many liters is in one jerry can that they would carry?
It's only 18 to 20 liters.
Wow.
So you imagine how many trips one would have to make very far. But
Yes.
you know what? So that would be one issue. The worst issue, they were not fetching clean water either. So you carry one jerrycan for 2 hours of dirty water.
I've
So
heard
there
in
are
some
two problems:
communities they have to
lack
boil the
of
water.
water and also lack of clean water. And most of these communities are facing both. They don't have any water, leave alone dirty water. But we have been able to do with H2O for all. I don't even remember. I think 8 wells now
That's amazing.
in Uganda, in several villages. Some of the rural villages, I know there's a high school where we partnered with H2O for all. The Champion Life schools, both elementary school and high school, these have almost 1,000 students. When they go to water, man, the dancing at that school was crazy. The
The
parents,
joy.
children, the local pastor, everybody was there. And the beautiful part is that when they recognize that you're helping them with water, they work with you. So when we are doing like the trenching of all the piping, they do it for free because they know it is their water.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So
Well, as we
it's been a great journey to work with H2O for all to bring water to the grannies. We have done wells, but we have also done rainwater harvest systems, which allows grannies harvest rainwater at their homes. Those who may not have a grandchild to go to the nearest well we have drilled for them, so they can still get some clean water off the roof of their houses. But what we have done mostly was the wells that we put at Rotom Health Centers, Rotom Schools, Champion High School, and several other schools and villages where we put these wells. And we don't just drill a well, we do a well and then we also run lines of water into the whole community so they have several
Mhm.
points of collection to reduce the walking time.
That's amazing. Well,
Yes.
thank you so much for sharing with us. I'm hoping that a lot of people that are listening today, they're going to understand how water transforms life. And so, if we could just close, Kenneth, what is something you could say for those that are listening? How does access to fresh and clean water bring hope to communities that you're working with?
You know, the saying that water is life is true. Access to clean water reduces disease, improves health, allows families to have better time together. It allows children to go to school. It is provides safety because children are not and grandmothers are not exposed to dangers of having to go very far and fetch dirty water, and it brings hope. Life changes completely. It doesn't just provide life, but it changes and in turn becomes productive life. So
Mm,
it reduces poverty because it gives the children chance to go to school. In the long run, educated children become better. It gives grannies and mothers an opportunity to spend less time fetching water but producing food or other things they need. It gives some water for their livestock, which gives them an income. So I would say that access to clean water improves health,
mm.
improves economies, gives strong and better families. And I would encourage anybody who has an opportunity to contribute to this because many people on the African continent still don't have access to clean water.
Thank you so much, Kenneth. For those that are listening today, we want to encourage you to take action. So, one way that we're inviting people that are partners with H2O for All, um, that you can help us as we move for water. So one of the things that we're doing this summer, we're doing an event called Move for Water, and it's not even just cross Canada. I had some exciting news this week. I heard that there's actually a team in Uganda called Ugandans Running for Ugandans. And so this is actually becoming an international movement,
Yeah.
where people all around the world are going to get active to make a difference for safe water access. And so we would love you to participate with us. You can go online to moveforwater.ca and you can learn more about how you can gather your own team, you can get active, and you can raise awareness for the water crisis around the world. Thank you so much again, Kenneth,
Oh,
for
thank you,
taking the time.
Sonia. Thank you very much.
It was such a pleasure speaking with you today, and I'm so excited to hear what H2O for All is going to do in partnership with you guys in the next 15 years. So, thank you
Yes,
for your
yes.
partnership, and we're going to
Thank you.
continue working together.
And
Have a
blessings to
great
all
day.
of you. Blessings.